Ah, Jesus. Okay. That was a pain in my ass.
We good?
We are good. Welcome back to the podcast, everybody.
Welcome to the podcast that no one's listening to.
Not yet, but yeah, this is the first time we're doing it in the new place,
New place. We moved in
which means it's a new setup, which means I have to figure out a way to make all this shit work without it
again.
fucking imploding on me.
Yeah.
But I got to figure it out. Just need a new two-way fucking not MP3, aux thing, and then we'll be back to normal.
Yes.
But for right now, we are.
And possibly on video, depending on what we do.
Yeah, once I'm not lazy about it. We should have been today. I was just like, I don't feel like figuring that out with the amount of time that I have.
People can't see how much foam is on the wall and how much like shit we had to move in, and that was
Not only that, I'm thinking I'm gonna try to find a way, because last time we did it with my laptop, but I would like to be able to do it with this rig somehow. So I think I might need like a wireless mouse or some shit, but
yeah.
Well, I'll figure it out.
It's how have you been liking living together so far? I know it's only been 4 fucking days.
Yeah,
but
it was at first. It was just because nothing was like in the correct place and all that bullshit. It was just like fucking tiring.
Yeah,
it was just. I mean, it was just like I couldn't get comfortable just because everything was out of place. Like it was just like, oh, there's a million things to do and fucking all the evidence sitting around me. Yeah. But no, we're getting to the point where at least everything upstairs is good to go. There's only a couple of things that need to happen down here, but
you got that living room all set up.
Yeah.
No. Kitchen's good. The only thing, because I've been alone for 2 years, so I've had to slowly learn how to be courteous again.
In what way?
Like because you guys go to bed before me.
Yeah.
That's just how. Because I get off at like 10. I want to do stuff, and you guys go to bed at like 11. So when I'm heavy footing my way around the fucking house, it takes at least 3 or 4 steps before I realize, like, let's not be a fucking dickhead right now. People are trying to fucking sleep.
See, I haven't even noticed, to be honest. Well, for one, we have like a box fan in our room. It's pretty loud.
Plus, which I thought was going to be an issue, but those rooms up there, like, I shut my door, I don't hear it.
Yeah, the upstairs is like the only well insulated soundproof area in the entire fucking house. The like main floor where the living room and the kitchen are at.
I'm scared every time I step on the floor, I'm gonna go through it.
Oh yeah. You can fucking hear the floorboards creaking from them echoing in the basement up the stairs into the living room, and it sounds like somebody else is in the house.
Your cat was chasing a toy earlier, and it sounded like a 160-pound man fell.
Yeah, it's not. It's not an expensive place.
No, it's nice. I mean,
it's decent.
I'm
really
often
good for the
going
price.
to shit on this place, but it's a nice place for what we're getting.
It's nice for the price.
Yeah, definitely. And I like it so far. I mean,
let's see if you can get to point that mic right at your mouth. Point it at the sky. There you go.
So yeah, so far so good. Did I? It's just. I mean, it's going to take me a little getting used to, but I went to, I don't think I told you a story. I think I told Phyllis a story, but I was coming home from work. I come home on Shram on the dirt road, and there was this dude right before, because there's a light before you hit the dirt road, and he was just sitting there in like a Google car, because there's a construction site.
Okay.
And the light's taking forever, and I can notice because he feels like he's been sitting there for a while because he's on his phone. And then I slowly see him roll back and then roll forward. And he's like, do that. I think the system's weird. And I was like, okay. So for about a half a minute, me and this dude are just slowly going back and forth, trying to get this light to go while we're making idle chit chat. I'm like, so what do you do? And he's like, I just do, I think he does stuff with servers or some shit. So I didn't ask any more questions.
You're like, I don't understand.
Oh, cool. Like he works till 4, and we're just sitting there slowly doing this. And at some point he's just like, fuck it. And I was like, I think I'm going to commit a crime.
Yeah. Whenever that happens, I seriously give it 10 seconds. If it's not a busy street, I just treat it like a stop sign.
I asked him straight up. I was like, hey, you getting paid right now? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, okay, because I'm going to leave you then. Because if he wasn't getting paid, like, and he was trying to go home, I would sit there and try to help him out and try to figure out a system. But I was like, dude, if you're getting paid to sit here, like, you get it, right?
Yeah,
like, you're good. That was just I realized, I was like, this is weird. This is a weird moment in my life that I'm just
That is fucking strange.
That I will never see that man again. But we had a small moment for 3 to 4 minutes.
That really is weird. Like, why are there like rules set in place that even when it's obviously faulty and shit's not working properly, people will follow the rule? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
I've definitely just sat at a light.
Like, there's not a single car has gone by in the opposite direction.
Fucking 84th is terrible for that. On North Washington, that light will take fucking years.
It's fucking strange.
God, we're talking about traffic lights.
Yeah, I wonder what he does. Like, I guess I wonder what he's doing right now.
That guy?
Yeah, probably driving around.
Probably sleeping. He gets off at 4.
4 a.m.?
Uh-huh.
Jesus Christ, never mind.
Yeah, he should be sleeping.
I thought you meant 4 p.m.
No.
All right, well,
I was going home at like 10:30. I hope he wasn't off at 4.
Good for him.
I mean, he's making moolah bucks because he's working for Google.
Yeah, it's just
that. I mean, that shift sucks.
Yeah,
but
night shifts are always the worst possible.
Yeah, fucking awful. Ugh.
Sorry, I was chewing gum. I bet people could hear that. I spit that shit out right quick. But now in the new place, I got a fat fucking desk.
Big old desk.
I got a 3 monitor set up and a nice little... And I'm gonna get some work done. I feel like every single day I've actually just had like the motivation to do things instead of just like laying on a couch.
Besides cheaper rent, this was the whole point of this.
Yeah, exactly. Having a space and getting shit done.
Yeah. And I mean, I have a channel. I'm about to post one of my first videos. Like, we're getting shit done.
Yeah, I got a script that I think I'm getting close to the first rough draft. And
yeah, we're getting stuff done.
Yeah, the other podcasts are getting finished, and we found out that we fucked up the...
Yeah. From now on, like...
Yeah, we did the that stupid fucking St. Patty's Day
absolutely
thing,
shit-faced and still try to work technology, which was a mistake.
Did not turn out very well.
Not well.
But, you know, you live and you learn. Plus, I like the thumbnail, and it's...
I like the video that came out.
It's just like 4 minutes of... Yeah, we're retarded. I also... The first whole minute is just like, hey, it was a normal podcast until this very point, which is the first shot.
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, yeah, that kind of fits.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is bad. It was a bad situation.
That's fucking awful.
We definitely need to... Like, if we ever get drunk on that... Because we did that once before. I think we talked about it, but it was just like...
Well, the thing is, I feel like every time we do something that involves 3-4 hours of footage, something always goes wrong and we lose like half of it.
I mean,
whether we're not recording or we didn't export it correctly, like...
Yeah. I think in
something always goes wrong.
I think in that scenario, it was just because, like, I was working with stuff that I had not worked with before. So having, like, being on top of my game in terms of brain-wise, that definitely would have helped. But then... Yeah, just not knowing what I was doing wholly.
And I couldn't help you because I was literally I fell asleep while we were playing Smash.
And then just getting drunk.
Yeah, it was
nothing.
After we got done recording, I don't mean to get too gross. I puked twice. I just...
Is that gross? I don't feel like people... I feel like
some people are kind of... I don't care, but some people are kind of pussies about that.
Yeah,
just like, talking about vomiting will make somebody...
That's fucking weird.
Like last night I was... Because she just got off work and I was talking to her about how Amazon was denying that people pee in bottles and vans. She's like, "You don't do that, right?" And I was like, "Of course, of course I do."
Yeah, I think I heard a bit of that. She was like, "You pee, like, does it ever get on the boxes?" And you're like, "No, it's fucking just put it in the bottle."
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, and I told her, I was like, "I don't know what girls do. I assume they just find a place." Because that's...
Yeah, it's a lot easier when you get a little hose attached.
That's a weird positioning, squat, blind aim kind of thing. Like, you just can't... I mean, if girls do it, good for them. I mean, they're making their time, but...
Good for them.
There's an issue of peeing on just directly onto the floor.
I mean... Oh, shit, sorry. Back to the fucking... Like, some people are... I've been seeing a lot recently. So on YouTube, there's a big deal that's been going on for like the past month. Because remember when I told you all about how I fucking hate people like Mr. Beast and David Dobrik?
I mean, you brought it up a couple times, yeah. I don't know if you put a fine point on it, but you definitely brought it up.
Guess who's getting called out for being a massive piece of shit?
Dobrik.
David Dobrik.
Yeah, with his filthy whatever his buddy is.
Dirty
Dan.
Dom.
Dom, that's what it is. Yeah, that whole thing.
Dude, and it's just like more and more shit comes out about him. And then, but my point was that after that, I'm seeing a lot of people like, you're not allowed to even say the term sexual assault.
Even though that's what happened?
Yeah, they keep calling it SA. And I'm like, what?
Wait, really?
And I think it's like a trigger thing, like trigger warning, like we won't say the word. And I'm like,
I get it for assault victims, I guess.
But I mean, like, you're just gonna cut out maybe a sexual assault victim just shouldn't watch that thing about that topic, you know, because you're still talking about it. Like, how is literally that verbiage the thing that pushes them over the edge? You know what I mean?
I'm not sure. Okay, it's weird because you don't want to trivialize someone's trauma, which if someone is triggered by the word sexual assault, okay, avoid that. But also at the same time, if you just put sexual assault in the title, I don't think that would trigger someone. But the detail of it, maybe.
That's what I'm
saying. But at that point,
that's what I'm saying.
Don't get involved.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't see somebody getting fucked up by the word and then not being fucked up by just the conversation itself. Like,
I could see someone getting triggered by rape, definitely, because that's got some harsh shit to it.
It's a harsh word.
But sexual assault, I don't think I can meet them there. It feels like it's an editorial. It's a business move, definitely.
Yeah,
to just take away that.
Yeah, it probably is. But even then, it's like, dude, of all the ways to put it, like, that's the most vanilla. I feel like
it's a legal term.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the penis of crimes.
Exactly.
It's just saying.
Okay. The fucking wind just closed the door on the top of the staircase, and I was like, okay.
All right. That's my first fucking thought was the cat.
It fucking shut the door.
I was like, that's courteous of her.
Motherfuckers being loud.
That's nice.
Shut the door.
I'm trying to read my books.
Dude, it's fucking. I like this place. But god damn, you can hear damn near everything the neighbors do, and it is annoying.
I was down here editing like 2 days ago or something, and these guys to our right was just blaring Seinfeld. I wish I was joking.
I know.
I
like,
just hear boom, 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 boom.
Dude, there's like,
they'll
watch a show and I can hear everything when we're down here. Like, literally every piece of dialogue. And like,
I know Kramer's scheme of the episode.
Yeah, exactly.
I know Jerry's like issue.
Dude, and last night I got home from work before you guys did. And on the other side, we got neighbors with 2 big dogs, and their dogs like ran down the stairs into their basement. Like pretty fast, and it just sounded
every step.
It just sounded like somebody was running down our stairs. And I like fucking like whipped my fat head around real fast because I was like terrified somebody was coming down the stairs that quickly. It's fucking annoying.
I mean, I grew up in townhomes like this because on base they just put 2 houses together and put 2 families in them.
But I feel like those are more soundproofed than this shit, man.
No, they're made by the same material. Yeah.
I guess I just gotta get used to it. Even in the old apartment, man, like, yeah, you were pretty secluded. It's just the fucking at night, like, just the number of noises where like if I was in a home by myself, I'd be freaked the fuck out. But it's like,
at my old place,
I just gotta get used to it.
I lived on the ground floor, so the only thing I really had to worry about was heavy-footed children above me.
Yeah.
And now that's just you.
Fair enough.
You're the heavy-footed child in my life.
It is fucking loud too. Like, the floorboards do hide nothing. You can hear fucking everything.
Yeah.
But I'm very happy that David Dobrik has been called out, and he will be losing an audience. Fuck that guy. He just seemed like a piece of shit.
Yeah.
And now he is a piece of shit, and I feel pretty okay about it. Why don't you go buy somebody a Lamborghini again, huh, you bitch? Also, dude, he got found out about it, and then he made like a big apology video, right? And then he just started uploading all of those like controversial videos to Facebook. Dude, the fucking balls on this man.
Yeah.
And the fucking worst part is they're doing fantastic. The videos are making him so much money. And I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God. If anybody fucking That's a obscure meme. Fucking Wario from like a Mario Party 3 or some shit on the Japanese version. He goes, "Oh my god!" And then that's sounds like a good soundbite. I like fucking Mario and those characters just speaking legitimate
Yeah,
English.
I could see there's a lot of when you do edits. There's a lot of just like quick Nintendo sound bites
Because like fucking great, dude.
I mean, they're good. They're super good.
There's nobody better at sound effects in my opinion, dude.
Because you do it for a lot of our videos. You just take a soundbite from a Mario Party and put it in.
It's fucking good, man. Like, just I don't know. I like over time I've been noticing the people who are good at editing are good at putting in sound effects. If you could put a sound effect to most things that makes it clearer what's going on, but also makes it funnier, it's better. Mm-hmm. So like when I did the little the last podcast that was like 4 minutes long or whatever, mm-hmm. and every time we took a shot, I added the stupid Minecraft like glug 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 sound effect.
Oh, is that what that was?
That's what that was. And then I also put in the
I think you put in the Mario oof.
Yeah, they were all different, but yeah, Mario getting hurt was the point.
God, we drank so much.
I guess it wasn't for nothing. Like we did hang out and have a good time, but that was not for what we intended. It did not turn out the way we wanted it to.
Was that the same week where I stayed over to your house till 6? Was that a different week?
No, that was different. I think that was a different situation.
I think it was like in the same 2. I just remember that like for 2 weeks I drank so much.
Yeah, I think it was like a week or week and a half before that we did that.
Because like on Tuesdays I played D&D with my friends, and then afterwards we play Halo. So I did that till like 3.
Yeah, and
then 5 hours later I was at your house ready to do a fucking power hour. It was
literally the next week.
Yeah,
because like the week prior I had people over, and so I invited you.
Yeah.
And then we got fucked up. And the next week we had that planned. So yeah. And it was bad. I was not.
I realized in that 2 weeks that I might be old because I couldn't fucking do it.
I didn't throw up.
I think it's because I had a Cliff Bar before we did all that.
Yeah, you were
which
definitely
was stupid.
A Cliff Bar and nothing else. We should point
just
out.
a fucking Cliff Bar. And I thought I'd be okay when we're drinking hard brown alcohol. The fuck am I thinking?
It was not a good time. I mean, I had a good time. It was just...
Oh, yeah, I had fun. It was just... I was recovering for the next 3 days.
Not a good time afterwards. Jesus. I'm getting to the point where it's like, dude, alcohol just doesn't sound as fun. Like...
I mean, I usually have a drink or two per night, but... like drinking that heavily is...
I mean, I guess I also have like if I'm drinking, it's like already going against like the high blood pressure bullshit, and I'm already feeling that. So it's like,
yeah, it's already going against what you need to do.
I'm gonna drink. I'm just gonna like have enough to feel like it was worth it, which is like the most unhealthy attitude about it.
Yeah.
But you know, whatever, what the fuck ever.
I usually because you've seen I have like a glass or two after work, and that's just to calm the nerves and relax.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people do that. I wouldn't call it the healthiest, but
yeah,
it's fair enough.
I mean, a nightcap is literally the worst thing you can do before you go to sleep, but it helps.
Even though there are some fucking like statistics that's like having a drink a day actually makes you live longer or some shit like that.
I know wine is good for heart health,
which is strange. I'm
not a scientist, so that could just be a bunch of bullshit without like that's one of those studies where there's like 3 people and 2 of them were okay.
I took a world geography class in fucking college, and it was world geography, which basically meant it was about like people in the world more than like the places and shit like that. And so we were learning like life expectancies, and she made us do this thing where it was like put in all your info, and yeah, like having a drink or 2 a night made you live longer on average than having no drinks or having more drinks. And I was like, what? Why?
That's a weird, like
are you working out are you working out the liver or something? Like, what the fuck is going on? Also, every day? Whatever.
Dude, I can barely stretch every day, like let alone just forcing myself to drink.
No kidding.
Fuck.
But
so yesterday you said I was a type A personality.
Yeah.
And I've been thinking about that. I don't see it.
Really?
I don't, because I don't, and this isn't a a thing. I don't think this is a problem with me, but I don't think I haven't. I'm not a very active participant in my life.
Fair.
Like I just kind of let things like.
I guess I meant type A as in you stick by your routine like it is God. Like I'm not saying you do everything like this happens at 8 a.m. This happens at 9 a.m. Like, but it's more so like I do these things in the morning. I do this at night. That's my day. Today, tomorrow, and yesterday, baby.
I guess I've always seen a type, and I guess I just have probably a warped. I should probably just look up what the fucking a type personality thing is, but I've always seen a type A personality as I hate this term, but like an alpha dude who just kind of
really
whose personality almost encroaches the other people in the house.
Oh no,
or in the area that they're in.
I guess the way that I define it as type A is more like you're just very like you have a lot of things in your life that are by the book.
Oh, okay.
Like it went like I noticed that when you fucking would eat, you eat the same thing every morning. And then you'd usually fucking like wash the dish off and put it in the dishwasher. You'd fucking just clean it and leave it in the sink. Like you have a routine. Then you have your protein shake with almond milk. And then in the morning, you come down into the basement. You do your workout and stretching and all this bullshit.
Yeah.
Everybody has a routine. Like I have mine, but I don't know. It feels like yours is like it's second nature at this point.
Yeah. I think the reason that happened was I grew up in such chaos and uncertainty.
Really? Yeah. So you didn't feel like your dad didn't force you guys to like have a harsh routine?
No, he had his, and he didn't really. He pretty much just left us to our own devices. Basically, he just kind of because he was either not there or was he when he was there he just didn't. I don't want to say he didn't care because that's kind of. I gotta stop shitting on my dad, but
he was just like doing his own thing.
Yeah, he's just kind of left us up. But from all the moves and from all the people leaving and all this shit, I think the reason I slowly learned that like I have no control around the things around me, but if there's one thing I can control, is what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So if I don't know, because I always have this weird dichotomy between how to have control in your life because. Part of me is like you won't ever, so it's pointless. It's unnecessary stress to put on yourself on what like you can control because you can't. There's to a point you have no control over your life.
I mean, it's a classic.
But also,
it's a classic like stoic thing. It's like, well, why do you worry? And then they go, well, this, and this, and they go, well, what things can you do anything about? Like, well, I can do this and this about this and this. And well, if you have something to do about it, then why are you worried? You have something to do about it. And then it's like, well, what can't you do something about? This, and this.
Then do that.
Well, no. If there are things that you have no control over, then why fucking worry about them? Because they're out of your hands.
If there's one thing I can give my father credit for is he would always ask me, "Is like, well, did you do everything you could?"
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah. And I was like, then you have, then there's nothing you can do. Like I'd be worrying about something I didn't do during the day. And he's like, dude, it's 9:30.
Yeah, exactly.
There's nothing you can do about it. You need to go to bed.
And that's a great mindset, especially because like if you are trying to improve and then you go, well, I'm upset that I didn't get this done today. And then you go, well, did you do everything? And if you're honest with yourself, did you do everything you could? And if you're honest with yourself, most of the time it's going to be no. Okay. But then, where did you go wrong and how can you fix that tomorrow?
Definitely. It's that it like even that really helps with failure.
Yeah.
At least for me, definitely.
Big time.
Because like, let's say, because I failed a cop interview.
Yeah.
Did I do everything I could for that? And I think back on it, of the 2 months I worked my fucking ass off to try to make sure everything's good, studying, working out, making sure my physical and mental stuff's good. And I just bombed an interview. I literally did everything I could. So I felt shitty because it didn't happen.
Yeah, of course.
But I didn't feel shitty because I didn't like.
It was a goal you missed out on.
Yeah, I would feel shittier if I just didn't do anything for it.
Yeah, fair enough.
And then I failed. But I did everything I could. I got there. I didn't get it. I can feel satisfied that I did everything I could.
Yeah. And it's always like, yeah. And if there's like, what could you do possibly next time to make it
definitely,
better?
Yeah,
It's like, I don't know, maybe practice the interview or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, just
yeah. Just make I think the reason I failed it, I didn't ask enough questions to understand the information they were giving me.
Plus, I bet it's just like in a lot of things, it just comes down to experience. Like you just got to do it and fail,
definitely.
And then the next time you go, you'll just know better. Like
I've never understood why, because if you can make failure, if you can just change that word to meaning learning, you will never be scared of it.
Yeah, it's like, well,
because I can understand.
I don't think it stops hurting. Like, I don't think it stops feeling bad.
No.
I think it eventually, though, just turns into like, oh, this feels bad. Well, why is that? It becomes like I don't know. You start to analyze instead of just letting it rule you.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Because failure is difficult.
I mean, yeah, it fucking sucks. Like, to go after something and to fuck it up over and over
and just
again.
Not
like,
have it.
Yeah. I mean, it's a big reason why I like had issues like as a kid with your weight. You know what I mean? Like it's fucking to try over and over. Like, oh, this will be the time that I finally lose the weight. It'll be this time. It'll be this time, and to constantly fuck it up. It's like, but the thing is I would always just try, and I would never usually be like, well, what the fuck went wrong? But
it's something you got to deal with. It's just a matter of life.
I mean, yeah. But then it does make success oh so very sweet, especially if it's something you failed a million times and you finally get after it and you end up getting it in the end.
Yeah, I find those moments very fleeting.
Yeah, but I mean,
maybe it's just because like when I graduated college, I enjoyed it for about 10 minutes.
I mean, fair. I guess what it becomes though is like, for me, you got to set your little pile of accomplishments.
I just realized once it happened that getting the piece of paper, going to the ceremony I didn't even want to go to. I just went there so family members can get pictures. Getting that wasn't the point of it. It was the last 4.5 years was the point of it. And I realized realizing what I learned from there is way more important than this moment right here.
It's about the journey, not the destination.
All that stupid, dumb anime shit. God, I'm an anime character. Fuck.
I mean, that's kind of the point of every story, right? You are the main character.
It's just, I just realized the last 4.5 years to that point was way more important than fucking sitting down and watching a bunch of people that don't give a shit get a piece of paper.
But a lot of people you don't even know, like you haven't even ever met.
The only reason that ceremony was fun was I'm in criminal justice, so that's where all the football players go because it's an easy major.
Really?
So I was just surrounded by football players fucking around, which was a lot of fun.
That really is something. Like playing football, you really don't get an environment where it really just is testosterone, like in its purest sense, like just dudes fucking off.
Yeah.
And it does become a fun environment, but it also can be very detrimental in some at certain points.
You're annoying the shit out of me, but then afterwards it was okay.
Yeah, it's strange.
Like guys being dudes always annoy me. It's such a weird.
I mean, guys being dudes, I'm fine with it as long as you're being like a okay dude. You know what I mean?
As long as you're being respectful.
Yeah, as long as you're not being a dickhead just for the sake of it.
If you're catcalling, I'm just gonna walk away from you because fuck you.
I don't know if I've ever in my life. I think I've seen catcalling once.
It can't be.
It happened in high school. I was in because I did football and I was pretty big ever since I was young. So I got into athletic weight training, which is like the highest level, my second semester of freshman year. And so like I'm in there with a bunch of juniors and seniors, and then like across the gym there's a bunch of people like in my grade, and so there was another freshman who was popular at the time, and there was this junior, and she was like attractive, and as we're all walking to the locker room, he's like, "Hey, yo, Skylar, booty pop for a brother," and then all she did was smile and walk into the thing, and I was like, I cannot believe that worked. I cannot believe she smiled about that and walked into the locker room. It's one of those moments where I become like as a young fat and like not a single girl's ever looked at me. Like I became disheartened.
So I guess girls only want bad guys.
Well, it wasn't that. I feel like I'd gotten over it at that point, but I was just like, man, fuck.
Yeah.
Like, really? Like, God damn it. It was just like being defeated about the competition, just being like, man, God damn it. But I mean, fair enough. The dude was jacked. Like, what do you want? Like,
I guess you're right. There was this. I was at work. I was dropping off at my closing stuff, as I have to pull up the van, put all my empty bags away, and then bring up packages that I didn't deliver. And as I was coming back to this van, this girl runs around and she like starts running towards me, and then she just goes, "I thought you were somebody else." God, and I was like, "I'm sorry." She walked away. It's like she said it jokingly, but it just made me laugh. She's like, "Stop being so tall," and I was like, "I'll chop myself off at the knees." What do you like? Such a weird thing to fucking say.
Yeah, that something similar to that happened to me. Yesterday, because I went to the gym, and then on the way home I grabbed a coffee. I went to this coffee place that I always go to, and
it was going to be our podcast name, but fucking
yeah, it's the truth. But so she gives me my coffee and then gives me a straw, but it's a hot coffee, so I take the straw just because it's like muscle, like she's handing you shit, so it's just like, okay, I will take.
yeah.
But so
I will have.
I take it and then I hold it like up near my face with like a puzzled look, and then she goes like, "I don't know why I gave you a straw."
Yeah.
And then I was like, I don't know why I took it. I mean, I guess like,
we're both wrong here. Yeah.
I was like, I guess I'll keep it. Like,
well, that happened, like back at Hy-Vee, people would hand me their card because they're so used to like to purchase things, and then I'll take it and I'll go,
no.
Yeah, I don't know why.
You got to put it in the thing.
Yeah, people do stuff, and there's nothing wrong with it, but people do stuff so absentmindedly that you're just like, okay.
It's just a routine.
Yeah, it's
your
body,
not your body. Your brain makes little shortcuts to be like,
yeah,
now we do this. This is the signal to do this.
I always felt weird, especially during a sale. Like, I'm so used to riding 808 because that's the chicken sale.
Uh-huh.
And if someone gets something it's totally different, and just because I'm not thinking, it's like 808.
Yeah, bro.
And as they're walking away, I'm like, fuck.
Well, I guess they're just getting it cheap.
They're getting that 8-piece for a chicken strip number.
Whatever. Fuck them.
I have so many Hy-Vee codes still up in my brain.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I mean, fair enough. To me, honestly, I've almost made it a point not to memorize them.
Yeah.
Just because it's like, I don't need this shit, man.
The only reason I did it is just for efficiency.
I mean, yeah, there's like three.
There's a good reason for it, but
there's like 3 or 4 that I keep on the top of the dome, but the rest of them are just like, I tried for a while and then I was like, this is not fucking worth it.
Every so often I'll be sitting doing something. I was like, why is 12071 just floating in my brain right now? Why?
It's a weird way to remember it. I think of it as 12071.
Oh yeah.
12071. Strange.
There's probably something there, but I don't have enough.
Yeah, I have no idea. I really just, it's like the phonetic way that you remember it.
Yeah,
like
it's like, I think I did salads the same way. It's like 8034 instead of 8034.
That is fucking weird.
I chop it up into 2 different numbers.
If nobody knows what we're talking about, they're just little codes that you have to like write onto the packaging so that they can take it up to the front and pay for it.
We gotta stop talking about work. It's my day off. I want to enjoy it.
Damn, dude.
Fuck. Okay. I'm gonna talk about something.
Okay.
And then I can never show this to my friends. But so we were playing D&D, and someone made we had an NPC with us.
Okay.
And he's part of a clan. There's a couple clans in the area. And we were in this situation where we had to pick which clan we were going to support. And the guy who was making the roll and would make the decision, he was making a decision, and then we talk about it, and then we end the session. He didn't read, like, the DM talked to him about like the situation, and then he made the decision to go against the clan of our NPC. So the NPC immediately thinks he's going to get attacked because those 2 clans are warring. So that's a big blow up thing. And so they're talking in the DMs about it. And
really? Wait. So they got mad because he was like,
no. The guy who made the decision, the player, got mad at the DM because he thought he was making his character do something he didn't want it to do. Because for how he phrased it, the NPC put his sword up to block a swing.
Oh.
So he saw that as the DM telling the player that his character was just attacking an NPC. So we joke about it because most of us understand, like, he's just in preparation to do that. but he gets so mad
that he's like forcing him an action that he didn't want to
do. A perceived thing that they start getting in an argument in DMs, and then it rolls into the public chat. And he says, and I quote, I'm not going to say the DM's name, but DM, I need you to admit that there is a misunderstanding on your end. And I was like,
that's always the best.
I was like, what the fuck?
Just say you're wrong, and then I'll stop arguing.
I was so mad. I was like, what the fuck kind of nonsense is that?
I mean, either way, it's like, does it really?
Yeah,
really matter
because I was playing Halo with the DM while this is all happening, and I remember just saying, I just want to play pretend with my friends.
Yeah, exactly.
I just want to play pretend with my friends.
Well, you made a decision, and what if you were attacking him? Now let's play pretend and also, as you're attacking him.
The thing is, we ended the session on that word. This week, there's 3 other players there. Like, one could be like, okay, and like just calm down the situation with one sentence. We can calm down that whole situation. But the fact that it
got that serious.
Yeah, I'm just like, that sentence pissed me off to know. I need you to admit that there's a misunderstanding on your end.
I think the last time I had a conversation, like in a Discord, where I straight up disagreed with somebody and like wanted to have that conversation, was because they were trying to talk to me about fucking, they were like so radical about like politics, and I was like, you shouldn't be radical about this. And then they were like, wow, it's really sad how far you've fallen, Ryan.
Oof.
And I was like,
that's when you crack your fingers. You're like, all right, here we go.
What?
Here we go.
I was like, what the fuck do you mean?
Yeah, because you were such a radical human being years ago.
That was the case. Was they were like, I can't believe that. Did you think I was a radical? Like,
yeah,
was I just a decent person? And you were like, wow, he must think exactly like me. It's like, no, dipshit. I fucking.
I hate when people get mad at friends who have different views than them.
It's silly.
It's like, you and me don't agree on a lot. It's fine.
I think you and I actually.
Sorry, saying that means we're totally opposite on every conversation.
It's just we actually do agree on the majority of stuff. We do agree
on one important thing, is that we'd rather have a debate than an argument.
That is fair.
And we'd rather have a conversation, and that I can work with.
I mean, I think at least
nothing ever gets heated between us.
I think in terms of politics, we're both left leaning, though. Like,
yeah,
that's
definitely.
what I mean.
Yeah,
like, we agree
politics
on most.
we're pretty good on.
It's just the nuances that we're just like.
Yeah, we literally have to talk each other and get our own points on it, which I think is important.
Yeah, like why the fuck? Like, what is the point?
There's no point in getting in a shouting match.
What's the point of
solved.
having that belief if you're just going to turn everybody else off to it? Like,
yeah,
you're trying to be the best.
We work off a majority.
Yeah, you're trying to be the best spokesman for your idea. Like, chill the fuck out, dude. It's fucking ridiculous, but. I mean, whatever. It's fine. I don't talk to them really anymore, so fuck them.
Yeah, that does suck.
I mean, I didn't really hang out with them a lot before that. I would just fucking see them in the Discord or something. But, I was I was fine with them, and then that fucking happened, and I was like,
oh, so you're just not.
Yeah, I guess
not gonna be in my life anymore.
I guess it's cool. And they just kept like I felt like I kept constantly defending my points pretty well, and then they just kept dogpiling. And then I was just like, first of all, it's 2 of you debating against me, so you're constantly backing up each other's points, even though you're not doing it well. But since you just like have this little like defense hype man system, it's just
mob rules at that point.
It's like, and I was like, this is silly.
You can make I love how well someone can articulate an argument, and then someone's just like, well, you're just a fag. Yeah, and that beats everything you just said.
It's some shit like that. That's always what it is.
That's such a weird high school, middle school, like Xbox game chat nonsense.
Okay, dude, that happened to me one time. It like what he said was funny, but also I was like, fuck this idiot. So we're playing a game called Mind Night. Like it's like Among Us. It's like fucking Secret Hitler. It's one of those games where you have to figure out who the bad person is based off of hints and clues and shit and like the way they talk, right? And so I give like a quick spiel on who I think it is and why, and I feel pretty strong about it because I'm pretty sure I'm right. Hint, hint. I actually am right. Yeah, everything I said was completely on point. But the other guy who thought something different, who wasn't even a bad guy, just goes, "Shut up, peanut head." And then everybody laughs and they go with his thing. and we lost. And I was like actually just so much rage that I had nothing to do with.
That's such a distillation of how presidents are elected.
I was just like, yeah, that was funny.
Yeah.
But you're wrong. Like, what? How does that make you right? I don't get it. I was like, fucking annoyed.
That's like when Rubio talked about how corrupt Trump was being, and then all Trump did was make fun of how he was drinking water. And then motherfucker became the Republican candidate.
It's more of a like, I think it becomes a lot of like, they follow the personality more than they do the words themselves.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And I mean, like, I get that.
That's why Andrew Yang is great, but it's just like, and I love what he's doing because that's how I want politicians to work.
Yeah, it should just be about numbers and words.
But unfortunately, it doesn't.
Yeah, it's about personality. Well, that's because it's become a popularity contest.
Yeah.
It's who do you like more?
Yeah,
It's not whose plans do you like the best. I want
presidential debates to just be two dudes with PowerPoints. Like, that's what I want.
Not even, bro. Give them whiteboards. Have them explain. Have them actually talk about the nuances of their issues.
It should be a fucking debate.
And silly. Yeah. Why does a high school debate have like
more standards and rules?
Yeah. And it's better fucking argued than a national. Well, I know why. It's because the majority of people in America aren't like well educated and they just go for like, I like the way he argues better because he just shuts down the libtards.
God, I was fucking. I delivered to a house that made me so fucking mad. It had this big green RV in the front, and it had a Trump flag, or it had a Trump 2020 flag.
Still on it?
Still on it.
Nice.
And I'm like, okay.
That's just laziness. That's gotta be.
The van said, "Support your local militia." What year does this man think it is?
Yeah, what?
What is it, 1814? We don't have public militias anymore.
Did you mean the National Guard?
Maybe. And I pay taxes, so I do.
Yeah.
Support your local militia. What the fuck does that mean?
That's honestly fucking hilarious. Like,
what the fuck does that even mean?
Does him and a couple of buddies have some airsoft
I guess,
guns?
yeah. And he goes over to the local Kroger and he's like, "Hey guys, we just need.
We heard you haven't been paying up or some shit like that.
He's selling candy bars.
We heard you've been making some poor business deals and shorting people. It's like, who the fuck? What? Like, what even was the point of a militia back then? Like,
I was going the route that they were selling fucking like Girl Scout cookies so they can fund their outpost.
Yeah, fuck yeah. They build a fucking treehouse and they're like, this is the local militia hideout. Like,
no girls allowed.
Yeah, like they're a bunch of 13-year-olds, like fucking reeds, but they're grown ass men with belt buckles bigger than their chest.
It's like
fucking idiots.
Gun clubs are just. I mean, clubs for dudes.
I think a gun club. Yeah, I'm fine with a gun club because it's just like,
I'm sorry. I am.
You have a hobby.
I'm comparing gun clubs to a local militia, which isn't fair.
Local militia is like, that's fucking insanity.
It's just. I almost just made that package undeliverable because I'm like, I don't know what I'm walking up to. It's going to be a Claymore Mine under the welcome.
I gotta say,
what the
though,
fuck kind of
Trump really did have some of the best merch.
Okay.
Like, not gonna lie. I saw somebody in the neighborhood because I'd go on a run and they had a house, and on the side of the house was this massive flag.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking like 13 feet by like 8 feet. Like, it's a big fucking flag. It's
people to fold flag.
hanging off the side of the building, and it was like this giant panoramic like thing of Trump standing on a tank with an eagle on his shoulder, holding an RPG. With like this giant scene of like him like with America and the Capitol behind him, and I was like, yeah, that's fucking awesome, dude.
Like, that's Chinese propaganda. Is what that fucking shit
and I'm
is.
like, why? Like this? Like, why don't everybody do that? Like, I would go so ironic with it. Like, yeah, just make it as cool as possible. Make me look like an anime pro tag. Like,
that's not fucking ironic. That's what this is the same fucker wanted a military parade going down Main Street.
I don't think people give Trump enough credit. Like,
I don't want to.
Oh, of course, but I mean, like, he certainly. There's no way he was like, yeah, what else would be cool? Like he was not like, yeah, give me an RPG and an eagle, and then like he probably didn't even make it. He probably just like, yeah, it's good enough. Like,
you probably didn't see it.
Yeah.
I'm sure he has enough people working around him.
Smart marketing. That's all it was. Also, he like got into the meme culture and shit like that. And like,
yeah, he's such a shit poster.
That worked well for him. It's like, yeah, dude, it makes sense. Like, I don't know. I just want somebody to come along who takes it so seriously that they're willing in certain places to not take it as seriously. Like, that's just the way you need to do it nowadays.
I just
be willing to make jokes. Be willing to fuck around.
I guess, yeah.
But I mean, you know what the fuck ever. I'm not running for president. Don't plan on going to fucking Princeton or wherever the fuck you gotta go to become president one day.
I've said a lot of shit on this podcast that would not be allowed.
I mean, yeah, but that'll be every fucking president by the time that we're of age.
Everyone has a failed podcast.
No, it'll be everybody has just put enough things on the internet that they can.
Did you see that Key and Peele sketch about Obama in college?
No.
It's just him talking. It's like, we need to diversify. He's smoking weed the whole time he's doing this.
I mean,
we need
obviously.
to diversify this party in the pussy department. We need goth girls. We need sporty girls. We need.
Sounds like Obama.
I don't know why it fucking killed me so hard because he does such a good impression. So when he said pussy department, I'm like, fuck, that's so fucking good.
My fellow Americans,
we need
a bit of diversity in the pussy department.
It's so good. It's such a good bit.
That is pretty funny.
God, that show is so funny.
Key and Peele really, dude, when fucking Dave Chappelle came along, he was like, yeah, and it fucking sucks watching Key and Peele do my show every Wednesday night. And I was like, oof. They are doing his show.
They had one bit that was really funny. It's like these two dudes catcalling, like off screen.
Okay.
And halfway through they go, is that a basketball mascot? It's like, that is a man in an inflatable rhino costume. And then he comes on screen. It's just straight up just an inflatable rhino. It's a minute and all they do is catcall. It's like, that girl's got thighs I want to munch on.
Okay, I get it.
And then halfway through they just go, wait.
That is funny. That is kind of just funny. I feel like I've done that with my girlfriend like a ton. Like we've gone to downtown Omaha and just sat on a bench and watched people. Like just watch people walk by and then make fun of them.
Mm-hmm.
Like you see so many characters, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, fucking one time we saw a person almost get in a knife fight in the middle of the old market. It was this couple of people. It was these two black guys and this lady that was with them. And they were riding bikes to the old market, but they'd stopped to eat something. And one of the dudes was jacked. Like a bald black dude who was like 6'2" and massive. The barrel chested type of motherfucker.
I was about to say prison thick, but I think that's racist. Just because of the race you brought up. I would say that
if
to
he was
anything.
white, prison thick would be way funnier. Yeah.
But it's
when it's
kinda,
black, it's like he might
cool.
have actually been
that's
there.
Not cool.
Yeah, but when
I guess I already said it.
Prison thick is funny. I'm gonna start using that. Just to
prison thick.
Prison thick is hilarious. So this other guy comes up who's homeless, and he's not prison thick, dude. He's a string bean. And he pulls out a knife, and this fucking prison thick guy and the little guy are arguing, and he's holding a knife. And like, obviously nobody's standing around them because this dude's got a knife.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm like standing there like, what the fuck? And as soon as I get there, this other couple is already standing there like, yeah, he pulled a knife on him. And I was like, oh, we should probably do something because this might end bad. This homeless guy just obviously has issues. And then I was like, and then fucking Ellie's like, no, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you retard. And I was like, I mean, yeah, he might, but he's just homeless. Like, I don't think he do. And then while we're arguing, the fucking husband of that lady just walks off, and the lady goes like, yeah, he just does this sometimes. And then he literally just walked up to the dude, like put his hand on his shoulder. He's like, hey, how about we calm down? And then he just took him off to the side. They were chilling. I was like, fuck, man, that could have been me. Like, I could have been the good Samaritan that did that shit.
Do you remember that time we spent 25 minutes trying to tell our friend that he couldn't win in a knife fight?
Yeah,
we were
I do remember that.
We were like, you won't win.
Yeah, I have this guy that I work with, and I like him a lot.
He's a good dude.
He's just so macho when it comes about some things.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, dude, if somebody pulls a knife, I feel like I just go after him.
It's like, I got it. And I was like, what?
You're actually retarded.
What?
Dude, and he was so staunchly defending it that I had to give Shane a pencil and like have them act it out real fast, like wrestle a little bit.
And I stabbed him.
Yeah,
I killed him.
I was like, yeah, dude, all he's got to do is barely touch you with this fucking thing. You're dead, okay? And he's like, yeah, okay.
And we had to break it down like biologically. It's like, there's a vein in your leg.
Yeah.
That if it gets cut, you die.
It was silly.
If you get cut in a certain way in your arm, you lose the arm.
It's silly, but yeah, I was just like, hopefully you never get attacked by a knife. But I feel like this is just like touch the doorknob with the back of your hand if there's a fire. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like run from a knife. Like
use pot holders. Like it's that fucking easy.
It's fucking ridiculous.
We had to tell him like, hey, if we told the sheriff, like, hey, if you ever do get like, if someone came out with a knife, what are you supposed to do? And I was like, well, I try to stop him. I was like, no. Okay, we're going to go back real quick. What you're going to do is you're going to put your girlfriend behind you. She's going to run away. As soon as she's clear, you do the same fucking thing.
You do anything you can to get away.
Like, oh my God.
Fucking silly. I mean, it's the same reason why a bear would beat a gorilla in a fight. A grizzly bear.
Do you want to do this?
Yeah.
I don't want to.
Because we had that whole argument with that other guy, and then I was like, Shane, you realize, because one of the first times I met Shane, he tried to tell me a silverback gorilla would beat a grizzly bear in a fight.
I still stand by it.
And then I looked at him like he was retarded, because I don't think he understands first of all, how large and how strong a grizzly bear is, and also how fucking insanely deadly they are.
Okay.
They're literally like one of the apex predators of the world. There are very few animals on this planet that could kill a grizzly bear. Besides us, because we cheat.
And a gorilla, because they cheat.
That's not the case.
It's totally true.
Yeah, a fucking gorilla's making an AR-15 2 miles away and then strolls into town.
I don't want to stay on this because it won't be funny.
Sets up in a tree stand and guns the grizzly bear down from afar.
We're getting somewhere. I was going to say, anytime we bring this up, it's fun to have this conversation not recorded because it's whatever. But just talking about it, no one want to listen to it. But I do really enjoy this vein we just mined of a gorilla using a gun.
Yeah, working up to the modern age.
Yeah.
And fucking.
Yeah, it strolls up to the gorilla in its own Cadillac it built using its own water-powered smartphone. Dude,
the same reason you run from a knife fight is the same reason the silverback gorilla gets mauled by a bear. Gigantic knives all over their hand.
I want to move past this because it's not interesting.
You claw them out, bro. Who the fuck is calling me right now? Why?
JC, it better not be you.
It's not. It's my father, but I'll call him back.
Okay.
I don't know what the fuck.
I wanted to, because this is way more interesting than me shouting about a gorilla, because it will happen. We met, and then for some reason you wanted to do a podcast with me.
Yeah, just like that.
Well, no. It to me, it felt like it was that quick.
It wasn't that quick. It was
about 3 or 4 weeks after, and then like that just doesn't seem like enough time for me to be like, well, yeah, I think it's a good idea to jump into basically a business venture with somebody.
I mean, it was just because when I was talking about it, you were like actually also having ideas about it that I thought were good. That was the main reason.
It just when you first asked me to do it, what it felt to me. And I probably don't feel this way anymore. I was like, oh, this dude wants to do a podcast and he just wants anyone. He just wants someone sitting in another seat. And it just moved really quickly from what I thought.
No, like I said, I thought you had because you were actually shooting out ideas too that excited me because I thought that they were actually genuinely decent. And it seemed like the way that you thought about it was like, oh, well, what if I actually was doing it?
Mm-hmm.
That was the main reason.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. You got me second guessing with all this. A gorilla could still win bullshit.
Because there was that argument that took place that no shit. You worked about a 6-hour shift. I worked about an 8-hour shift. 6 hours of that shift was us screaming at each other about gorillas and bears.
It was not the whole shift.
The whole shift.
It was like an hour. It was an hour of us going back and forth. And then I started to I was asking customers. I was asking other employees.
It got pretty heated.
I'm pretty sure the majority of people were like, a fucking grizzly bear would win, obviously.
It's just the majority is wrong. And then your first shift, I don't know if we talked about this, but your first shift ended because we didn't have a dishwasher, so we had to close everything. You spent about an hour telling me to do mushrooms.
I mean, yeah.
And that hasn't changed.
You seem like a damaged child, and I feel like mushrooms would help you with that.
It just made me laugh because in the morning, I went and I was talking to the morning people. I was talking to.
I don't care. Nobody's gonna fucking know this bitch.
And she was like, "So how's the new guy?" And I was like, "He talks about mushrooms a lot." She's like, "Is that an issue?" And I was like, "I mean, he's a good worker. He just talks about mushrooms a lot."
And now I'm the fucking person who runs the night crew.
Yeah, and then now I live with you. It's crazy how fucking that was in November.
We should just get the bear and the gorilla bullshit as like a fucking staple of the
podcast.
Yeah. Well, no, just like you should like hang it somewhere just because you're never gonna budge and you're just gonna be retarded for your whole life.
I'm thinking what we do is you get a bear over your power station, and I get a gorilla over mine. Is something going on? Is there like an issue?
No. They're just constantly texting. It's my little brother's birthday soon, so I think they're like, "Oh shit, we should fucking do something."
Me and my brother made an agreement when we were like 8. We were like, "Yeah, so we're not buying anything for birthdays, right?" And I was like, "I'm totally cool with that."
8.
We just made a decision when we were young. We're like, "So we're not buying each other anything for birthdays, right?"
I mean, yeah, I totally get that. I definitely do. Just think it's like I don't know. It's just a nice thing to do. Yeah. Like it makes you feel like they thought about you. You know what I mean?
We just didn't feel like dealing with the stress. Like we're brothers. Like
also,
we're just,
fair enough. Yeah.
Like we understand. Like we have to like each other, right? And I was like, yeah, I get it. It's kind of a thing we have to do.
Which is not the case. I know a lot of families where the fucking members involved do not like each other.
Yeah. Well, I think we realized, me and my brother, that like for a long time it's literally all we had. It was which was good. I'm glad I had a sibling during everything that went on, because I'd feel fucking so alone. It would suck so hard.
Yeah, I'm sure you'd be an entirely different person than he would be too.
I'd be worse, probably.
I mean,
I honestly believe if it wasn't for my brother, I would be worse.
I mean, that's fair. I guess there just is no way to tell, though.
Yeah,
like, who knows what? Maybe you would have searched for it more at school and found out what there. Maybe. But, who knows?
Or I just turned into a fucking spoiled ass brat, maybe. Because that's...
Of the things you've told me, I would highly fucking doubt that would happen.
Yeah. Maybe.
But shit, man.
Yeah, I'm kind of sad that it took me so long to realize how important having a brother was for the longest time.
I mean, yeah, it definitely is like, yeah, the family that you grow up with is like,
yeah.
Oh, you mean the only motherfuckers I ever interacted with for like 10 years?
Because like, because I slowly found family members going away. I slowly saw all friends leaving. Like, I know at the end, depending on how long this goes and however long our relationship is, like literally the only stable relationship I'll probably always have is my brother. So it's weird that it took me till I was like in college where I was like, that motherfucker was all right. Yeah, he's a crazy little psycho, but he's all I fucking have anymore.
Yeah, that's interesting to me too, just because my older brother is 6 years older than me. So like by the time I was becoming like a conscious person, he was like getting ready to leave the house, you know? So yeah, it's interesting having somebody like, I grew up with you. I definitely like have so many memories with you and like you're in the house, but also we don't really know each other as adults and like kind of like
that age gap is because my brother's only 2 years, so we're basically the same age.
We're almost kind of like relearning who each other are, just because like, man, the last time I remember hanging out with you, you were 13 and I was 6.
Yeah.
Or no, I was 13 and you were 18. Like that was,
and that's so many different.
Yeah, like, it's fucking weird. And so yeah, fucking playing Halo 3 at the same time. I mean, like I'm playing Halo 3 now, but a Halo 3 on the Xbox 360 while it's popular. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
I think it was good that I had someone so close to my age, because I mean, back when I was a kid, 2 years was fucking eons.
I think about that
but
too.
Nowadays it's like he's what? I'm 24. He's 22. That's the same fucking thing.
Yeah,
that's the same age.
Yeah, when I think about that though, I talked to my girlfriend because we do want kids someday, but I tell her like, yeah, I think it would be smart if we just had, because we want like 2 or 3 kids. I think it'd be smart to have them as close as possible, because like
if she's okay with that.
No, yeah. I mean, obviously we talk about it, but like,
are you cool with just being out of it for like 3 years?
Out of it? Yeah,
just pumping kids out.
Every pregnant woman is just fucking dazed and confused.
It's all the hormones.
Yeah.
It's all the nutrients being sucked out by the parasite.
That's why they stay at home, Ryan. That's why they shouldn't be in the workplace.
I felt because Bexy, the girl at work who has a kid.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm just making up names.
Yeah, I was like that. That was not even close.
Yeah, Bexy. She was pregnant while she was working there, and I felt it's because she has to because she needs money. But I was like,
hey, let me
so
just be sick for like 5 months.
Yeah, and she was always like, Shane, you should let me pick that up, and I was like, no. I would feel too shitty to make you do like it's just. I felt so bad.
Yeah, that like especially when they're like about to pop type of big. Like,
when you're like 8 months, so it's like no, I don't even like you being in front of that grill. Like I don't know what's happening there.
I bet the shit you're inhaling is like.
But I also know, like the dad wasn't around, so she had to work.
Isn't America cool?
So shitty.
So dope. I mean, America is dope, but also in some ways, just life here is also gay.
Mm-hmm. Super gay.
But no, it's good. I'm fucking with it.
I mean, yeah, I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I'm living life. Shit, man. No, what I was saying is if you're like only like a year away from your sibling, I feel like you and your sibling are just going to end up being in like the same friend group pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like that's the way it usually turned out for like anybody that I hung out with. If they were like close enough to their sibling, they were just also in the group of people we hung out with. So I guess there was like one rare occasion where there was a kid who was like 3 years younger than us who was just cool enough to hang. Mm-hmm. That's just how it turned out, I guess. But
because the only thing that sucks about that, because it's good for the kids, but that also means you're going to be dealing with 2 babies at the same time. That's the hard part.
I am of the mindset like get the worst shit over with. You know what I mean? If I'm already dealing with this bullshit, might as well just have 1 extra year tacked on instead of fucking 3.
Or do it, have them be like 4, and you're like, okay, we got through it.
Exactly.
All right, here we go again.
I finally like this little motherfucker. And then
it's just
that's funny though. When I've like listened to podcasts or just heard shit about people being like, be like, well, now that you've had a kid, like you defend it with your life, right? And he's like, he's a month old. No, I don't feel anything for this motherfucker yet. All he does is shit and scream. I hate this little shit. And I was like, oh yeah, I get that. Yeah. That is how it would be. And then they would get a year old and you'd be like, oh, he called me dad, and I would fucking die for this.
Yeah.
But no, that first month where they're just shitting, screaming, and crying,
it's just a piece of skin. It's
babies
until they're a year old are a plastic bag filled with feces and vomit.
Yeah,
that's it.
Fucking disgusting.
Yeah,
it really is amazing how much things we can excrete.
Yeah,
how many things we can excrete. A baby will let you know.
Yeah,
big-headed little fucks.
Yeah.
You know, it'd be terrifying if there was a grown-ass man with the body proportions of a baby. Like his head was like 3 feet tall and like he's fucking...
So we're talking about like a 35-year-old who's about a foot tall.
No. Like I'm talking like a full-grown man. Like he's 6 foot. He just has the body proportions of a baby.
He's got squat little legs and like a giant
so his
head.
Legs are like a foot long. His arms are like, I don't know, like maybe a foot and a half long. And then his head's like 3 feet high and it's massive. Yeah, that'd be fucking disgusting.
Yeah, that man would work from home. I don't know. That guy would not.
He'd definitely be a bachelor for life.
Yeah.
And if he did find a woman, I'd be like, she needs to go to a fucking mental institution.
Or she has a very, very, very specialized fetish.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah.
That's an un-okay fetish, and you should go to the fucking hospital.
Yeah, you shouldn't want to fuck babies.
Yeah.
I think that's a firm stance to take.
Yeah.
I think that's a
thing,
uncontroversial.
That's an un-okay thing to do.
Don't fuck babies.
Marcus Aurelius, don't partake in evil deeds. and also don't partake in evil thoughts. Okay, get that fucking baby fucking thoughts out of here, even if you don't do it.
I'm thinking, God rest on the seventh day. That's because he was trying to vocalize.
Don't fuck babies.
Don't fuck babies.
Hey, I just made this. Do me a big favor and don't fuck it. Okay.
I
know you've been trying to fuck everything. Looking at you, Adam.
Yeah, Adam, you're really gonna fuck a pomegranate.
Don't fuck this one.
You're gonna stick your dick in a pomegranate.
You knew the durian was sharp. I don't even know why.
It's a cactus, Adam. You named it.
You named the lion.
Named it.
Yeah, that is funny. You named
it. You named it a cactus. You know what it looks like.
Did he name Eve? Or did God name Eve? I can't remember. Yeah, that sounds like it could get into some strange territory there.
Well, I'm sure in the earliest writings, Adam named him.
See, I don't know. The fucking Bible is like so well edited. I'm sure they would have picked up on that.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah, I'm sure in the 18th century it's just like, Eve was born with a name. Yeah. It's like, because all people do that.
God named Eve. Well, they're supposed to be like the divine creatures, right? That's why he let him name everybody. Yeah. But
yeah, that must have been. I know they never say how long they were in the garden. I think it was like 6 months. It must have been like a lease. They were probably there like a year.
Well, the whole point is that there is no time. There is no.
Yeah. So they could have been there for like 200 years.
Well, yeah. Well, the point of the Garden of Eden is not that it's a real place. The point of the Garden of Eden is humankind was ignorant. We did not have consciousness. We were just like...
It just would have been... I just like the idea, because let's say they were there for like a year. That year was so much fun. They just walked around.
Yeah. If they were regular people...
It's like, dude, this is a banana. Do you like that?
I named banana.
Banana. Do you think that's good?
BANANAS.
Yeah. And I think
she's like, I'm into it.
It's like, God, I hope someone writes that song.
It's like, wow. I should.
And I hope it's a diss at fucking.
I should start a
Courtney
record
Love.
label. Dude, why do you have this like weird music knowledge? What the fuck? We were talking about Baby Got Back yesterday because I brought it up as a joke, and then he went on a tangent about his like fucking
failed follow up. Yeah, put him on the glass.
His failed follow up song.
Put him on the glass.
And then I was like, who the fuck knows this?
Put him on the glass.
There's a reason it failed. It's because nobody knows it. Like,
well, the reason Gwen Stefani wrote that song is because Courtney Love called her a cheerleader, so she wrote a cheerleader song.
A cheerleader?
Yeah.
Why is that? How is that an insult?
I don't know, but we got a song that says "This shit is bananas." BANANAS.
Hey, on average, you're the most attractive girl in school. Like, which is also not fair because there were some.
I think the reason Gwen Stefani got mad about it is because she came from an indie band. I mean, she was in No Doubt.
Okay.
And then she probably took it to heart that this is just me totally bullshitting. But if I have to make sense why she got mad at cheerleader.
I'm unique and not a fucking cheerleader.
Yeah. She probably hit it from, it's like, no, I'm an indie. It's like, no, you're Gwen Stefani now.
To be fair.
You're Gwen Stefani.
To be fair. That is a great comeback to make a cheer song.
Oh, yeah.
What a way to take it. What a way to take it. Like,
if she just shits on it the whole time.
Yeah, if you can take a meme and then just live it as the way of like, I don't know, like biting back, that's the best way to do it.
Also, I think everybody knows that. That's not weird music knowledge.
No. I didn't even know that song existed until last night. Put 'em on a glass is a very niche reference. That was like me trying to say get Enola Gade. People just didn't get it. If you try to say, yeah, dude, it's like my favorite song, put 'em on the glass, and then they'd be like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Do you know, so in 1991, MC Hammer came out with a Thug album. It's called The Funky Headhunter.
I want you to, first of all, define to me what the fuck you mean by a Thug album, and how did it differentiate itself from his other non-Thug albums?
Okay, so he went from so he went from Can't Touch This, and Too Legit to Quit, to putting G-Funk Synth, wearing baggy Atlanta Falcon jerseys.
So he's just trying to be a gangster, like, legitimately.
He called himself an OG. He
just wanted that street cred, son.
Yeah.
He just saw Tupac getting a lot of pussy. Yeah. He was like,
And so the first song that comes off of that is called The Bumps and the Humps.
Bro, he said nobody takes my hammer pants off, and I get real upset about it.
But here's the thing. For that music video, he did indeed take off his hammer pants and just wore a thong and just grinded a lot.
What a bold move.
Yeah.
What if like in 50 years that becomes like an avant-garde legend because he was actually coming out as a gay thug? Imagine.
Okay. I'm doing it.
That'd be fucking hilarious. If MC Hammer was no longer Stop It's Hammer Time and was instead a gay idol.
Oh, okay. I was like, continue. It's hammer time. Me, my butt.
I get it.
Sorry.
He goes.
There's a couple of breadcrumbs that we had to get to that punchline, but we got there. It was not good. Continue, please. In my butt, though, it's hammer time.
It's hammer in my ass, though.
In my ass, it's hammer time.
That's where you hammer.
It's hammer. It's not as catchy, but it's
with
definitely
your
a song.
gay cock. Yeah. I would like you to hammer me.
I would like it in my butt.
In the ass. So for some reason, I don't think that'd be as catchy. I don't know why. I don't know. I don't know if that would chart number one.
You are not too legit to quit fucking my ass.
Please don't be too legit because I don't want you to quit.
Do not quit.
Where are you taking that? Okay.
Please don't quit sucking my dick. That could go both ways, though.
Right. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, to get the straight audience back in there.
Yeah.
Leave it a little ambiguous.
Yeah, you want the guys singing it at the club too, but the gay dudes know.
So where I feel like it was just guys singing it at the club. Like, were there any girls involved yet? Like,
I don't know.
There's a girl who's, I guess, also don't quit, hammer me in the ass.
Oh, I guess you're right.
I've never met a single girl who's like, yeah, you put it in my butt.
Yeah.
Like, who on this planet is okay with that?
The only time I've ever heard about it is those girls who's like, well, no, I'm saving until marriage. So that's how they get around
that.
That
actually is fair. I do know one motherfucker where they were like, yeah, we just fucking the butt. And I was like, excuse me?
She's cool with that? Because she's not.
Yeah. I mean, but over time they do become cool with it, I guess. But I was like, you're already going that far. You're already getting butt naked, literally. But then you're like, dude, you can't do it.
Anal's
in
like
this
fourth
hole.
base. Like you've rounded the bases and went to the dugout. You're good,
bro. Yeah.
There's no
fourth
way.
Base is a home run, which is fucking.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Right.
Yeah, I like the analogy of it's going to the dugout. Though.
Yeah. Okay.
You're going to the fucking.
Yeah. You're going to the bullpen.
It's like, come on, bro. Like,
yeah.
Oh, just fuck normal. Like,
yeah.
You're already fucking like.
Yeah.
I'm going to eat you out. You're going to suck me off, but we can't fuck normal.
Yeah.
I guess you can put it in the ass,
God,
though.
Yeah. God's like, hey, is that over the pants stuff? All right. That's cool. That's cool. That's fine.
All right. Is at least the front side of your pants still on? Because I'm also cool with that.
Yeah.
And only if it's the female front side of the pants that are still on.
Hey, no one better be enjoying this.
Yeah.
Hey.
There better be some pain or shit involved. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, dude. I had a buddy in college.
Oh, no.
Well, no. He didn't do anything. Him and I were cool. We had this fucking computer science math class together. And afterwards, I don't know, every other day or every day, we would just like chill and talk until we had to go to our next classes. And he was telling me, I can't remember. I think he had friends from like Missouri or Mississippi, one of those two. And then he was like, yeah, dude. Anal's like first base there, and I was like, "You're fucking with me! Like that's actually the dumbest shit you've ever said." Like
what?
I was giggling.
First base,
and then he was not first base. He was obviously exaggerating, but then he was like, "Yeah, dude, everybody's just talking about fucking in the ass. Like that's all they talk about." And he was like, "Yeah, I had this one buddy who's all about it, and some girl was like, no, some girl was like bent over or something, and he put two fingers and opened her asshole." And one single shit flew out and plopped on his shoulder. And his friend told him, yeah, I just flicked it off and went back to it. And I was like, that is actually the most fucking foul thing I can imagine in my head. First of all, there was no preparation. She just had a shit waiting ready still.
She didn't bring that up. Like hey, I know we just got back from Fazoli's. But this will be fine.
Not even that. First of all, I feel like most people, if you're being responsible and you're fucking in the butt, you're gonna do like an enema type shit, you know, try to clean it out.
Or just make sure you haven't eaten in the past like 4 hours.
Well, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I mean, like,
yeah. Like I get when you say
you're
preparation.
You're gonna want it to be clean.
Yeah.
Have a shit fly out, and not only are you not gonna stop so you can clean whatever residue just came with that shit on your shoulder,
the most infectious material
gonna
in all of
wipe it off and get back to it. I was
also, she knows that happened.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, you know, when a poop comes out.
Oh no. And then he opened it with his fingers, the shit flew out, and she went hee hee. And then he was like, it's all good, babe. And he wiped it off and then went back. Also, I don't know what went back to it implies.
I assume butt fucking, Ryan.
Well, I don't know. Why was he putting his fingers in there? Like, was he just like, let me get a nice look for a second? Like,
yeah, that is a good point. What are the fingers doing?
To open it.
Yeah. What's the point of...
I don't get it.
Like, to get it to make room?
Like,
I don't understand.
Are you gonna eat her ass? Because you shouldn't, now that she's just shit.
No, yeah, don't.
But I mean, yeah, I guess if it is just like, this is my fetish and I just want to look in your asshole for a second, like, okay. I hope, honestly, at that point, I really hope all they did was butt fuck. I really hope that was I really hope that was the extent of it.
Yeah.
But just don't go to Mississippi, everybody.
Yeah.
It turns out to, or Missouri, whichever one.
You will get butt fucked? What do you say?
That's all they do down there.
Yeah.
They think about it day and night.
Welcome to Missouri. Here's your gun. Bend over. Like, what happens in...
Here's your gun to defend yourself in case somebody tries to...
Yeah, the werewolf-like human beings running out of the woods to fuck your ass.
Yeah. You think your belt will help.
God,
you're wrong.
Yeah. So, just a little behind-the-scenes thing. Ryan usually makes a thumbnail based on what we talked about. We need to talk about something else.
Yeah, not the butt fucking.
We have to talk about something funnier.
Maybe I'll just put David Dobrik on it so that we get 1 billion views.
Yeah. I don't even beyond him being a piece of shit, I don't understand his does he just... I've never watched a video. Did he just sit in a car?
No, he just made vlogs that were just like super over the top, and he would like... It's hard to explain. The vlogs were like, hey, we're going to set up situations in real life. First of all, a lot of them are going to be like uncomfortable and that'll get views. And then we're going to spend a lot of money.
Like shitty prank stuff? Like what happened like
for sure.
5 years ago that H3 took down? Or took down? Exposed that was bullshit?
I mean, not really. No, not that type of shit. But it was like pranks on your friends type shit. Like he did...
That's the only argument I've ever heard for it. Is like, it seems like
one of the things that he's getting in trouble for now is there was somebody in his quote unquote vlog squad
who got kissed by a 34-year-old guy.
Oh, no, like 45. He's old as fuck, and that's fucking terribly depressing because that dude is like around David's finger, and he's old as fuck and has children. But
and he had constant parties during the pandemic.
The thing was, he liked this girl there, who is like some really hot chick.
The blonde one?
Yeah. And then she's like, the whole bit is that they're going to kiss while she's wearing an old person mask and shit like that. And of course, she's like, it's not fucking on right. And David's like, they act like something's fucked up. So they go back to the room and he helps her fix it, quote unquote. He comes back out and it's just actually the old dude. Yeah. And obviously he's like getting worried, like thinking, oh my God, I'm about to kiss this bitch. And then she comes out, goes right to it, no fucking around, and then starts kissing him for like, I swear to God, like 45 seconds. Made out for like 45 seconds. I was like, you really didn't think like 5 seconds was enough? Make out with this motherfucker and then show him it was you? No, dude. There was like tongue involved and they were getting into it. And then I was like, this poor motherfucker. That would suck so bad. The big
I wouldn't get mad if as a prank someone pecked me for 10 seconds. Like a grandma peck. But to kiss me for 45 seconds?
I think it was more like, well, that.
That's when I'm like, all right.
This is
that's assault.
It's also like what led up to it. Like he was consenting to a specific person, and that's why the prank is funny that you kissed an old dude instead. But then it's like, then kiss him for 1 second. They'd be like, oh fuck, that's gross.
Yeah,
you know? And I feel like that'd be fine. But
fuck it. That's forever long.
Yeah, that's way too long. Like you were into that type of long. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
you were hoping.
Yeah. That's fucking disgusting.
Like it's like, hey, we got a prank. We're gonna have you kiss this guy. I was like, who is it? And then you open up the door. It's like, it's that one. He was like, Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That sounds fun.
He's got pillowy lips.
Yeah. Pillowy. I've never understood that. Pillowy lips.
It's funny.
It's funny, but I've never understood it being as like an actual term.
Because billowy, I don't even know what that fuck. I've only heard it in constant, like in the word following lips. I've never been like, well, those are some pillowy
pillows. Ah!
I guess, yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
How was the cottage cheese? It was pillowy
and soft and fucking delectable. It's like, that's disgusting.
If you fucked that cottage cheese, you had sex with that cottage cheese.
You warmed it up in the microwave, cut a little hole in just the lid, and then fucked it.
And then fucked that cottage cheese.
And then you came in it, put it back in the fridge, and now nobody can tell what's what.
Yeah. I'm throwing away all the cottage cheese, Kevin.
Why'd you buy a gallon just to fuck it?
Yeah.
Whole gallon of cottage cheese, Kevin.
You know what? I was wondering why all the fruit was mushy.
That's disgusting.
House meeting, Kevin.
Dude, the fact that I knew dudes that were into the take a banana peel, warm it up in the microwave for like 20 seconds, and then use it to jerk off.
Yeah.
And they were like, dude, it's the best feeling ever. And I was like, I believe you.
I'm not gonna.
Why do you do it?
Yeah. Like, I had a buddy, I don't know why. My friends had a...
like, is your hand really that bad in comparison?
Like they before they bought, like 3 of my friends bought pocket pussies, which I was like, whatever. I mean,
it's like an opposite dildo. Like,
it's like, okay,
every girl's got a dildo.
Yeah. I mean, at the same time, I was like, we don't have a lot of money. We're in high school. Lotion's cheap. Whatever. It's fine. But before that, one of my buddies, the same guy who built all those potato guns that got us
in trouble with the law.
Yeah, just a bunch of bad boys shooting potatoes. He's a weird engineer. Like, I mean, he graduated from an engineer at college.
Yeah.
He took a he took a banana peel.
Okay.
Duct taped it in a certain way, stuck it in a couch cushion, and then apparently fucked it.
I've definitely heard that before. I had a friend.
There's so much effort in that.
I had a friend who found something online that was like schematics on how to make a couch pocket pussy, and he like got 2 sponges, like wrapped them in like a saran wrap or like some plastic wrap.
I've heard you could put 2 sponges in a glass. That's the only one I know of.
It's something like that.
Yeah.
And then he put that in the couch and then put like some like lotion or something in there, and then he fucked the couch. And I was like, I don't need to know. Why are you telling? This was the same kid that when we were like 7 was trying to teach us how to jerk off, and he didn't even really know. He just had like the one dumb technique that worked out once, so now he just like did that.
What was his technique?
Well, I mean, it's not that weird. He would just make a circle with his index finger and his thumb.
He didn't have the full...
Then he would do that. Yeah, he didn't understand that you could just grab it like a fucking monkey.
Okay, good. I'm glad I wasn't.
Yeah, you just fucking act like you're gonna pull it off, and then eventually it spits at you, and you're like, my day is a little better. Like,
it's just... I've just never been in a state of horniness where it's like, my hand just won't do. This will not do.
If anything,
I need effort. Yeah. I need structure. Like, it's just,
if anything, I feel like the more horny I am, the more okay with just my hand I am.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's certainly strange. I think that is definitely the damage of starting that young, like learning about that sexual bullshit.
Yeah, maybe it is.
Like, what the fuck is like?
Yeah, I guess if you're watching super crazy porn at like 12, at some point at 15, it makes sense for you to fuck a banana peel.
Your nuts can't even bust at 8, bro. Why are you trying to like? Did his body really just give him the reaction of an ejaculation, and there was nothing? I don't know. I guess you can't make sperm yet.
How do we always get here? Why do we keep getting here?
When can boys cummy?
When can boys cummy?
I don't know. I mean, they can't make sperm until the nuts drop. We found that.
It's gonna be
like 13.
It's gonna be funny when
boys cummy.
No, I mean, yeah, I just laughed. It's very funny.
Okay,
that sentence itself is good. It's structured very well.
Okay.
But when we become popular enough, at some point, we're just gonna be like, should we just get a doctor on?
Tell us everything about the young male genitalia.
Doctor, just one simple question. When do boys can't cummy?
When do boys cummy? Thank you.
When boys can't
when
come?
When do they cummy? Because I can't tell you that.
Yeah.
I can tell you when they're able to cummy, and then I go, you're speaking my language. I appreciate you, doctor.
I'm glad you said cummy instead of ejaculate. Or glad our people talk to your people.
We'd have to find a new doctor, actually.
Yeah. but like,
yeah, we get Dr. Drew on.
no, not him.
Dr. Drew's a hack.
Yeah, he's not.
Well, he's a real doctor, but he always talks about shit he's not a professional
fucking
on.
Dr. Drew, Dr. Oz.
Yeah, he took one class in pharmacology and now acts like he's a fucking like he can recommend drugs or shit like that.
We always
We shit on people for no reason. Yeah.
No, there's valid reason. It's just,
yeah.
It's just, I don't know how it just happens on accident. It's just we're talking and they're like, you know what?
I'm sure he's not a bad guy. Dr. Drew's just living his life, but
well, Dr. Drew does a lot of stuff with rehab stuff, which I'm totally fine with. But the fact that he like makes it a show and then gets paid to
I just know there are a lot of pharmacologists that are just like, yeah, Dr. Drew goes on shows where he talks about this shit and he gives completely incorrect information.
I think that's Oz.
No, they were specifically talking about Dr. Drew.
Oh, okay.
And then it's because I was listening to it on the Joe Rogan podcast, and then Joe Rogan was like, "Really, Dr. Drew?" And he's like, "Yeah, fuck Dr. Drew." And he's like, "Okay."
I just know Dr. Oz had to go to a Senate committee hearing to talk about all the bullshit he was putting. They asked him straight up, "It's like, do you believe that these beans are magic?" And he was like, "No. I just believe with healthy diet and exercise that it can improve your heart health." And then smash cut to what he said on the show. He introduced it as, "These magic beans are your solution to weight loss."
That's chasing the bag, dude.
Yeah.
And that's did you know Dr. Phil's not even a doctor?
Fuck off.
Not even a doctor. He's just a cunt who has a show, and it's incredibly unhealthy. There's like so many people coming out right now about being like, yeah, the show's terrible. They literally have like pressured people who are like recovering alcoholics for like 7 months or some shit like that to drink alcohol backstage so that they could have like a juicier episode. And I was like, yeah, that's fucking terrible. My God. And then he talks to people like he actually knows what the fuck is up. Yeah, I think that girl Bad Baby is the one who fucking came out
put
about
out a
it.
video for it.
Yeah. And it makes sense. It's like, yeah, the dude's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
He's got a caterpillar dick on his lip. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Well, it's actually a pretty big mustache.
Yeah, I guess a caterpillar dick would be pretty small. I guess it would just look like a caterpillar.
Do caterpillars got dicks?
I just wanted it to be a little more foul. Yeah, I don't know. They definitely have some reproductive shit. Maybe they got like a cloaca type situation.
Well, okay, let's just get there.
They just rub their asshole together.
Let's just make fun of Dr. Phil's mustache for a while till we get something that's funny.
I don't know. I feel like the mustache is too easy.
Okay.
I like...
Well, let's just insult Dr. Phil for a while.
Yeah, he's kind of just a
cool
cunt. He really is. Like, fuck that guy.
He's got the education of a middle schooler and he talks like a Southern Baptist preacher.
He does, bro. Him and Steve Harvey can both eat my ass.
His suits don't fit right.
They can both
and that
put
upsets
two
me.
fingers in my asshole and let a shit shoot out on his shoulder, and I will not giggle about it.
What else about Dr. Phil? His name sucks. Like if a guy came up to fix my sink and he's like, "Hey, I'm Phil," I'd be like, "Cool." But if I came in, it's like, "I'm your general practitioner.
Dr.
My name
Phil.
is Phil." I'd be like, "You don't have like a Samuel or an or an Emmett I can work with here?" What else? I'm just gonna shit on Dr. Phil until you slowly.
I actually have another conversation that comes off that. I was thinking Dr. Phil and like Dr. Phil fill you up, and then I was like, oh, there's one reason. I think.
Shit.
Do you remember who I'm talking about?
Yeah,
dude. In junior high, we had this. I'm not gonna say his like legitimate name, but we had this gym teacher.
We can just call him Fill You Up.
That's what I'm gonna say. Yeah, but he got in trouble because he apparently like walked into the girls' locker room to like do something.
Consistently, he would just walk in there.
And then I don't know, because I feel bad because like the motherfucker was old. I don't know if it was like genuinely just being an old dude and that was just the way it used to be. And so like, he's just like, yeah, I'm not looking at anything. I'm going in there to fucking be like, hey, you got 3 minutes or something. You know what I mean? But yeah, he would do that, and then it like became a rumor that he was a weird creep, and then everybody started calling him Mr. Fill You Up.
Yeah, because
his name was fucking really close to that.
Yeah, because I 7th and 8th grade each year, I think like twice there was an issue about that.
Yeah.
So I think just slowly but surely the fucking school was like,
he was
dude, how many times do we got to talk to you about this?
They gave him a forced retirement. Yeah. Which I was like, oh, that's pretty kind.
Yeah. Oh, Oh, there we go. Dr. Phil, you were using mentally ill patients to gain views and money, and I think that's disgusting. And the fact that you've spent 15 years building an empire on the back of people who really need good help,
I think
disgusting.
Somebody should burn your house down while you're not home.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna fuck your wife in front of you.
That'd be funny. I bet he'd like that.
Okay,
that brings me back to David Dobrik. He's a cuck.
What?
Like, he means it.
What?
Dude, they found a clip on his podcast where he was like, legitimately like, yeah, dude, I think it'd be really hot if I watched somebody fuck my girlfriend. And I was like,
oh. Okay.
Excuse me? And then they were like, would you want him to have a big dick? And he's like, yeah, obvious. I wouldn't want my girlfriend to be fucking an ugly dude. And I was like, I mean,
I don't care.
Okay.
I've never understood why people get mad about being called a cuck.
That's fucking hilarious. Would you be okay with that?
No, of course. But if it's just 3 consenting adults, I don't give a shit.
Oh, yeah. It's just the situation normally is you're a cuck because somebody is sleeping with your wife.
Oh, yeah.
And you're unaware and your wife is cheating on you.
Yeah.
But he's like, no, yeah, I'd let somebody fuck my girlfriend in front of me. That's fucking hilarious. You filthy cuck bastard. Piece of shit. God damn. Like, who does that? Excuse me?
Oh, Dr. Phil, it looks like you're wearing a bald cap. Have you seen him?
Yeah,
it looks like he's wearing one.
I think it's got to be just the amount of makeup they fucking lather onto his fat head.
He doesn't... Like, just take it off, man. I know you got a full head of hair under there.
Your wife looks like she's had 2 strokes.
Oof.
I would fuck your wife in front of you, though, just to see the pain in your eyes.
Yeah, me and Ryan are going to double team your wife.
Yeah, right in front of you.
Yeah.
Bitch.
I'm going to stick both fingers in her asshole.
Maybe I'll put Dr. Phil and fucking
there we go.
David Dobrik on the
okay, good.
thumbnail, and it'll be like Cucks ? And then that'll be the title.
Okay. I mean, it's better than us talking about Missouri ass fucking. So,
I mean,
that was the bulk of the episode. We spent a lot of time
together. We kept jumping back and forth to different topics, but
yeah, I told you I'm just going to shit on Dr. Phil until we stop doing this.
Fuck that guy, dude. Jeez. That is like so fucking trashy.
He looks like a retired Slenderman. Have you seen him? Look at him.
He's not that slim though.
No. Look, like he's super like big.
He looks like he should be a mannequin.
Yeah.
Yeah. You'll fuck. He stole that face from somebody.
Yeah.
Fuck him. I bet he's got bodies buried in his backyard.
I think he owns slaves.
Yeah, what if it turned out that Dr. Phil is actually like a fucking vampire, like some immortal bullshit?
No, I'm saying he owns a plantation with slaves
Right now?
Right now.
And they call him Massa, and he's got little like slave children that are his.
Yeah.
Interesting. I can see it.
Yeah.
I could see him wearing a big white cowboy hat and like walking out of there with his like ivory handled revolver.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that.
Wow, I can't believe we just broke this.
And then he goes white is right, and then he shoots somebody in the leg.
I'm surprised people aren't talking about this. Dr. Phil owns slaves.
Can't believe Dr. Phil is allowed. Is this slander?
Oh, big time, dude.
I feel like it's certainly.
But I said in the beginning, Ryan, no one's listening to this.
That is true.
So it's fine.
Definitely a joke.
No, it's not, Ryan. It's not.
It's real.
We have footage we're going to put right here of Dr. Phil's plantations.
No, I'm not, because then you're just going to make me go find pictures of real slaves and Photoshop Dr. Phil into it. I'm not doing that. Here are all of these people in genuine pain and agony. Here's for your joke about Dr. Phil. I'm good, dude. You can Photoshop that one. I'm out.
Okay. I have been called out thoroughly.
Fuck that. I mean, I get the joke, but I'm going to draw little black people instead. How about...
Well, when I said you're going to put footage here, I just assumed you were just going to put like what I do. When you tell me to edit, I'll be like, no, go fuck yourself.
No, it's way funnier when you actually do it. I'm sick and tired of your bitch ass doing like, no.
Okay.
Lazy bitch.
Oh, now I got to formulate another rumor to make up about.
Yeah, I fucking hope so.
I'll get
His
there.
mustache is fake. That'd be amazing, bro. Do you fucking imagine his whole persona?
I actually heard
A farce.
I actually heard that Dr. Phil paid
Young bull to fuck his wife. I heard that too.
No.
And it was me.
It was he paid about $250,000 to exhume Freddie Mercury's body and then stole his mustache.
He took the teeth. We don't know what he did with them
Yeah,
either.
he has the teeth and the mustache.
He left everything else. I'm curious. I don't know how he got the mustache to stay. I think he took his whole upper lip.
Do you think that's pretty cheap though? For
$250,000?
I think that's a bargain.
I mean, for Dr. Phil, I'm sure it's pocket change.
Yeah, I didn't know you could buy a body for them. I was shocked when I heard that figure. Shocked
when I heard Freddie Mercury's body was worth that little.
Yeah. It was
the Freddie Mercury estate surely should have charged more.
Oof.
Did Freddie Mercury have children? He didn't.
No.
Okay, good.
Oh, you're trying to figure out whether or not he has an estate?
Yeah.
Or if he does, where does that money go to?
It probably just goes to the record label. Like
I know he was with a woman for a while.
Oh yeah, but I don't think they had
I don't think she's alive anymore. Well, I'm wondering if she's involved in.
It might just go to the bandmates. Bandmates might be his estate.
Yeah, maybe.
I could see them.
Or maybe just all his royalties just go to the fucking record company. I'm sure that's a shit deal that someone can get.
Of course, but yeah, I bet you could pay one of his band buddies like $250K, and they'd be like, "Yeah, sure, we'll fucking let you steal his upper lip." Old Freddie would be cool with it.
Did you know?
Just be sure you eat some male ass with it when you have it.
Oh, I bet Dr. Phil does.
I bet Dr. Phil's gotten deep into some fucking cheeks.
Yeah.
Gotten his hair like all tangled up in some guy's ass hair.
Yeah.
And then he went, scrumptious. And then that was, I'm going to send you to the ranch. And then he whipped him. You know what I mean?
Hold up. Can I just hear your Dr. Phil one more time?
Scrumptious. That's my Dr. Phil. Want me to do it again? Scrumptious. I don't even know what Dr. Phil sounds like, to be honest.
I've been throwing out bits this whole time, and you fucking destroyed it.
I don't know actually what Dr. Phil... Isn't he really nasally?
I don't... Go for it.
Scrumptious. Like, I'm really just doing my voice, but quiet and deeper. Like, I'm not actually trying to...
Oh.
Poor Dr. Phil.
No, not poor Dr. Phil.
Obviously.
All right. Fucking ring the bell. We done?
Yeah, we're gonna go home now.
Oh my god. Yeah, fucking.